I'm Daniel Blank with the Fire Situation Report for Thursday, August 13th, 2014. Coming to you live today on Periscope. Thanks for joining us. Yesterday, firefighters made good progress on several fronts on many fires, good containment being made. I'm going to jump right over to our interactive Google statewide fire map where you can see two of the active fires that have been burning for several weeks now are now fully contained. I want to start with the Lowell fire. That fire has been burning since Saturday, July 25th in a rural part of Nevada County. That fire has burned just over 2,300 acres. Last night, crews got that fire 100% contained. Many of those firefighting resources have now been assigned to other fires. So the Lowell fire in Nevada County, now 100% contained. If we scroll down a little bit further south into Madera County, that's where the Willow fire, which burned just over 5,700 acres outside of Bass Lake, that fire too is now 100% contained. Again, good progress being made there. This fire was burning both on the Sierra National Forest, and for some time, CAL FIRE was in unified command with the Forest Service on that incident. So that fire too, the Willow fire, it too started on Saturday, July 25th. So both those fires had been burning for several weeks. Crews have been working hard and diligently to contain them. Both of them now are contained. But as I mentioned, still 14 active fires burning across California. The most active of them, the Jerusalem fire in Lake County. That fire is actually spread now into Napa and even a little bit of parts of Yolo County. That fire has now grown to 23,500 acres. But again, good progress being made there. As we zoom into the Jerusalem fire, see just exactly how big that fire has gotten and the perimeter of it too. Fire crews now have it 33% contained. Now, it is difficult to see here. This is the Rocky fire up here. The southern piece right here, that's where the Jerusalem fire has burned. So a lot of it has bumped up right to the edge of the Rocky fire. The Rocky fire is still holding up just under 70,000 acres. Now, we did a better, more updated mapping on the Rocky fire, and that fire is actually 69,438 acres in total have burned. Again, that's this portion right here. That fire is now 95% contained. So it's not like this is one gigantic fire. This fire right here, 95% contained. Almost all of it has a containment line around it. The forward spread of that fire has well been stopped and has not grown in several days. Crews are just putting the last finishing containment line around that fire. But most of the focus has turned down here to the south where the Jerusalem fire continues to continue to grow. Now, yesterday it was very active in the evening. We did see growth on that fire, but as I mentioned, crews made very good progress getting containment line around that fire. 1/3 of it now is contained. Crews are continuing to work hard. Today, though, the struggle will be the winds have increased. We're seeing strong gusty winds that will potentially fan this fire. So the hope is that that progress made overnight to build containment lines will hold and that that fire won't be able to go past those containment points. So the Jerusalem fire, again, as I mentioned, if you missed it, 23,500 acres. It is 33% contained. Evacuations still remain in effect. The Rocky fire to the north of it is 69,000 acres, 438. It's now 95% contained, so pretty good progress being made there. If we zoom back out, come up here to Trinity County, again, an area hit very hard by lightning several weeks ago. Let's talk about some of those fires. The Fork Complex. The Fork Complex is burning near the Hay Fork area. It has now burned 28,736 acres. It's 26% contained. Those are all these fires up here closer all around the Hay Fork community, which is right here, again, in Trinity County. Going a little bit south of it, that's where we find the Mad River Complex. The Mad River Complex has now burned 21,265 acres. It's 45% contained, so good progress made there on the Mad River. The Route Complex is burning in both Del Norte and Trinity counties. You can see right here on the border. That fire has now burned 26,471 acres. Firefighters have it 20% contained. Down below that is the Humboldt lightning fires. That's where we have 70 fires or so that have burned 4,799 acres. 65% contained on all of these fires. There were evacuations last week in the Blocksburg area. Those evacuations have all been lifted. Again, good progress being made there in southeast Humboldt. We move up a little bit, going further up Trinity County, the South Complex. That fire has burned in total 16,348 acres, 18% containment on that fire. So every day, again, crews are working. We see those containment numbers going up and up and up. The River Complex, the last one of these series of complexes in Trinity County. River Complex, 28,592 acres, 12% contained on there. So those are the complex fires burning in Trinity County. There are several others that are still burning in California. You can see up here, Del Norte County, several fires burning still there. Over here in Modoc County, that's where we have the Dodge fire. It too is still burning. And a couple in the central Sierra and down in Southern California, the Anza fire. That fire has burned 450 acres, 80% contained. So progress, like I said, being made, the containment numbers going up. You can always get the latest on these fires at our website if you want more. I want to show you some photos, though, that were taken. These are of the Jerusalem fire. You can see just some of the conditions firefighters are facing. This is, again, yesterday afternoon on the Jerusalem fire. This is a pretty typical shot of Lake County itself. You can see thick brush, chamise, manzanita, all brush that is very dry, has a lot of oils in it that burn very actively. Grass and oak woodlands, the oak trees, and the brush, while they look green, are tinder dried. They burn so quickly, and that's how these fires are able to grow so fast under these drought conditions. Even though they're green, they are just as dead and just as dry as the grass that you see here, and that obviously continues to be a concern. Here you can see a firefighter building some containment line using a hand tool here to, again, scrape away that vegetation to stop the fire's spread. So firefighters making good progress on the Jerusalem fire. And again, this is the site you will see up and down the state right now in all the counties, all the different firefighters working tirelessly to contain these fires. As I mentioned earlier, and if you just are joining us, 14 active fires still burning, over 12,000 firefighters now battling those fires. CAL FIRE, U.S. Forest Service, city fire departments from across the state, and even firefighters as far away as Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, all working to battle these fires. So let's switch to our weather and talk a little bit about what we can expect coming in today. As I mentioned on the Jerusalem fire, we're going to start to potentially see some very gusty winds. Those gusty winds are actually going to occur throughout much of northern and eastern part of California, up from Mono County, up into Modoc County along the Tahoe Basin. You can see a red flag warning has been issued by the National Weather Service. That's for some very gusty winds and low humidity. Those winds, we could see upwards of 40-mile-an-hour gusts in many of these areas. So if you're going up to the northern Sierra, anywhere up into the Tahoe region or even the northeastern portion of California, remember, fire danger is high. While it's high everywhere, it is elevated in these regions with the red flag warning. Again, we're expecting to see this for the next several days. Now, temperatures, while they're relatively average for this time of year, it's not extremely hot. That's not going to last too much longer. In fact, coming up in the next week, we could hit triple digits in many areas, including in Southern California. That's an area where we have not seen high fire activity yet. It's been somewhat seasonable. That could change, though, come this weekend and into next week. So stay tuned for that. Again, fire conditions remain very high. As you can see, red flag warning. Be careful out there because, again, it is very easy for a fire to spark. So, again, in total, 14 active fires are burning, 12,000 firefighters on the front lines. Good progress, though, being made. For more information on the fire weather and to get information on the current fires, you can always visit our website at fire.ca.gov. Follow us on Facebook and on Twitter. That's the latest on the fire situation here in California. I'm Daniel Berlant. Have a fire-safe day.